Hey guys, it's me, Stormie, and tonight we are going to start talking about the Cancer compatibilities right at the beginning with Cancer and Aries compatibility. Now, this is so interesting because they are completely opposite, honestly. You know, Aries is very impulsive and Cancer is very sensitive and emotional, so it doesn't seem like these two would be great together. And typically, I would say they're not a long-lasting couple just because Aries can be so insensitive and Cancer can be so sensitive that they kind of just get tired of being trumped on by each other. You know what I mean? Like walking on eggshells. But there are these cases where this match really, really works. Cancer being ruled by the moon can really bring more of the emotional, nurturing, home, stability kind of pieces into the Aries life because Aries wants to get out in the world and let's be in action, let's go, let's make it happen, let's do these things, right? So they can be a little bit too rash, too brash, and too out there. So then they come home and it's like, it's all in pieces because they have just impulsively exploded out of their homes. And Cancer can really help keep that stability piece and show Aries how to nurture at home as well as being out in the world. And it's just the opposite, I think, for these two. When it's Cancer's turn to get out in the world, Aries can show them that, hey, it's okay to like leave the home. It's okay to be uncomfortable and it's okay to not be so sensitive. Get out there. You're amazing. Go do amazing things. So I think when these two come together and they realize that they're a team, this can be a really beautiful matching. Now, you know, sun sign compatibility only. I don't give them high marks for lasting forever. I don't even give them high marks for being really compatible because sometimes getting past the sensitivity of it all can really be a challenge. Or the other thing that happens is that Aries is so impulsive and explosive and fiery that it is thrilling to Cancer. So it's really an exciting experience. And Cancer is so sensitive that Aries is like, whoa, what is happening? So really an interesting combination. If you've ever been in an Aries-Cancer relationship or you're in one now, we would love to hear from you. Leave your description of that down in the comment section below. Of course, like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Hey guys, it's me, Stormie, tonight talking about the Cancer and Taurus compatibility, and this is one of my favorite compatibilities of like the entire zodiac sign. So when these two come together, they're just a couple spaces away from each other on the zodiac sign, so they share karmic ties, which means they also share generally a really deep and connected understanding of each other, so the relationship is not so hard. They both crave security and stability. Cancer is totally happy to look after the home. Taurus is happy to make the home beautiful, so really they work very, very well together. Then you put their planets together and you get Venus, the planet of beauty and romance and money and all of these diplomatic things, with the moon, who can be very emotional but also can ebb and flow. So they really get the chance to, in a more stable love, I think, in a more stable relationship, get to experience the joys of home and family and life together. Not to mention, they are both completely romantic with each other. If you've ever seen a Taurus and a Cancer together, they just love each other, and you can tell it's genuine, deep, heartfelt love usually when these two come together. Of course, it's not always the case, and it is sun sign compatibility only is what I'm addressing right now. The things they have to be careful for is that Taurus can be really, really stubborn. And Cancer can go hide in the shell, which is not going to do anything hot for Taurus because Taurus generally wants to solve the issues. You know, it can be a little bit more confrontational than Cancer is. So they do have a couple things to watch out for. But generally, you know, Taurus learns to let Cancer have a minute in the shell, and then they peek their head back out, and they can get back to being very romantic with each other. On a scale of like 1 to 5, I definitely give this relationship pairing a 5. They're beautiful. I want one. That's all I can say. If you've ever been in a Taurus and Cancer relationship, leave your explanation of that and share your experience with us down below. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye. Hey guys, it's me, Stormie, talking to you right now about the Cancer-Gemini combination. And this is one that I always, when I see it, I just think, why? Like this, it's not, for me, it is not a combination that makes my heart feel good, generally. Sun sign compatibility only is what I'm addressing. So generally, when the very sensitive Cancer comes together with very open and communicative Gemini and the twins, it can almost honestly feel like Gemini is kind of, mean to Cancer. And it's just because Gemini is so willing to be out there and to be outspoken and to be their own hero in their own story. You know what I mean? That it's almost like when Cancer comes in, it's like, yeah, you're nice and we have this interesting relationship, but what are you really doing for me? It's kind of what I think of when I watch these two compatibilities together. And it's interesting because Gemini is a mutable sign, which means they're very, very flexible, right? But Cancer is an initiator. They're a cardinal sign. They are initiators. They like to start things. And Gemini generally wants to be the leader. It depends on which twin has taken the role that day. Now, the one thing I can say is if these two can get it together and figure out that they're on the same team, they can really benefit, because Gemini can really benefit from learning from Cancer's intuitive nature and learning to slow things down, learning to take a deep breath, learning to maybe not overshare, because Cancer is not a very big sharer. They're ruled by the moon. They're more likely to bottle up their emotions than they are to share them, which Gemini being ruled by Mercury, they're going to tell you what they think. You're going to be very clear on where Gemini stands most of the time. So it can be something that they can really learn from each other. So, on a scale of 1 to 5, I really give this pairing a 2. It's one of my least favorites because I just feel like it's too much opportunity for hurt feelings, honestly. But that is sun sign compatibility only. A lot of things in chart could change this. So if you have been in a Cancer-Gemini relationship, please leave it down below. I would love to hear your experience on what that was like. Share it with us. Share it with the community. Definitely like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye! Hey guys, it's Stormie talking to you about the Cancer-Cancer combination, and I like this combination because they're so similar that they completely understand each other. They're driven, this relationship is driven by intuition, by feelings, by instinct, by this kind of deep, very moon-ruled drive. And the nice thing about these two is that one crab really can kind of understand the other, so it's like, oh, do I need to turn you on right now, or are you having a moment, I need to help you turn off, or whatever it is. And they are very protective of their home. They are fiercely loyal to each other. And now sometimes what can happen though with the Cancer-Cancer relationship is that one Cancer is less mature than the other. And when that happens, it can really be very manipulative because they're so emotional that they find out how to be manipulative and brooding and self-pitying and all of these things that entangle the relationship in things that are not very good. But when they can come together, kind of outgrow that a little bit, they actually grow together, so much so that these two signs can really kind of forget about the outside world because they're so interested in making their home perfect. They're so interested in making sure the other one's okay. And they're so deeply, intuitively and emotionally connected to each other that that's all they kind of care about. This is a very sweet pairing. I like it a whole bunch, even though it can be very emotional. They learn to ebb and flow with each other because they're similar. So on a 1 to 5, I definitely give this one a 4.5, maybe even a 5. I really like them. If you've ever been in a Cancer-Cancer relationship, leave your comments down below. And of course, like, comment, and subscribe. And I will be back in the next video of the Cancer-Leo combination. Bye, guys. Hey guys, it's me, Stormie, talking to you tonight about the Cancer-Leo relationship. This is one of my favorites because we literally get to see the sun and the moon interact with each other. And we know that the sun and the moon, they have this sustaining energy, not just for themselves to keep the balance that they need, but also whoever falls in the center of that, which usually happens to be other people. So these are the kind of signs where when you think of that, like, in quotes, very much so, happy families, successful parents, this is them. Leo is usually very ambitious, great in high-stress careers, great at going out and making money and handling the financial and that kind of side. And Cancer is so delicious at being home and nurturing the children, making sure that the children's needs are met and that the home is kept in order. This is a really interesting pairing to me, too, because really the only place that they see problems, of course, beyond human issues, is in the beginning. when they are trying to get to know each other, or they're trying to figure out if they're going to be together, they can really cause each other an emotional roller coaster. If they are not clear about what their intentions are, I mean, it can be a long-lasting roller coaster, because they do naturally respond to each other, so they can do that for a very, very long time. And that is also due to the fact that these two signs, especially with each other, even if they haven't fully coupled up yet, they can be intensely loyal to each other. So it's a really interesting thing. But once they decide that, yes, we're going to do it, we're going to be a couple, these two are in it for the long haul. They want the house, they want the kids, they want the dog, they want like the full plan of whatever that looks like. And of course, this is sun sign compatibility only, but they are just a long haul kind of couple. And of course, the sex is usually pretty on par. They're just a space away from each other on the zodiac, which gives them karmic ties, connection, understanding. I think that this is a really beautiful combination. I love the way the sun and the moon can balance and sustain each other and also teach each other. It's a really beautiful combination in my opinion. Now, if you've ever been in a Cancer-Leo relationship, or you're in one now, share your experience of that with us down below. Please, I would love to hear from you. Of course, like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye. Hey guys, it's me, Stormie, talking to you about the Cancer-Virgo pairing. And the first thing I can tell you about this pairing is that it can take them a really long time to fall in love. Virgo is going to move very slowly, and sweet Cancer is just going to kind of go along with it. And it can really take a long time because Virgo wants to be sure. Virgo's not interested in wasting their time at all. So once they finally do fall in love with each other or become a couple, they're really good at doing it for a long-term kind of haul. When I think about the Cancer-Virgo pairing, I think of like a solid and set home, because they're both down to work very hard for the life that they want to have. And with Cancer being so children-oriented and Virgo being so practical and hard-working, they can really kind of put a household together. So I see this like sturdy house and lots of babies. That's what I think of when I think of this pairing, because they would actually make really good parents as well. Now, the one thing they do have to be careful with is that Virgo can be too critical and really hurt Cancer's feelings, or Cancer can be very stubborn and choose not to come out of the shell and communicate, which doesn't go very well with Virgo, who is ruled by the planet of communication. So as long as they can learn to be patient, which you couldn't choose any more better being a patient sign with a Cancer than an Earth sign. So I really like these two pairings together. I think they can create a long-term, wonderful life together. If you've ever been in a Cancer-Virgo pairing, please leave your experience down below. We would love to hear about it. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video when we do Cancer and Libra. All right, bye guys. Hey guys, it's me, Stormie, talking to you tonight about the Cancer-Libra pairing. And this is one of those pairings for me that I think is an interesting experience that each of them can really grow from, because they do each carry something that the other one lacks. But the thing that gives the most problems, I think, is one, that these two signs are squares. So they are 3 signs away from each other in the zodiac. And when that happens, it can really create a little bit of friction, the kind that can push 2 signs to grow. The other thing is that they're both cardinal signs, and I think that's really hard because they're both initiators, so who's going to take the lead? The other thing about this that I say makes this an experience is because they do both have things to offer each other that the other one lacks. Cancer teaching Libra about the security and about their emotions, because Libra is an air sign. They're not highly emotional, and they're not always the most stable and sturdy and secure, even though they want to be. So the thing is that they create this experience of being able to offer each other these things, but when it just finally comes down to it, Libra wants to balance the scales and not make Cancer crawl into their shell or get moody or have kind of that moodiness that they do have. So Libra ends up walking on eggshells to just trying to do whatever they can to make Cancer happy. And that is really not a good place. That is actually a place in this relationship. The thing I always wonder about the most is if it's codependent. You know what I mean? Because it's really the balancing act of just trying to keep the one person happy. So I think it's an interesting experience to have. It's not that this is not a particularly like, you know, over the top or dramatic couple or anything like that. They do their own thing. They're pretty to each other when they're in a relationship with each other. But I just don't think it's the most healthy pairing either. Sun sign compatibility only. Now, if you have been in or are in a Cancer Libra relationship, I would love to hear about your experience. Leave it down below. We would all love to hear about it. Like, comment, and subscribe to this video and the channel. And I will see you guys in the next video when we do Cancer and Scorpio. Bye, guys. Hey guys, it's me, Stormie, talking to you tonight about the Cancer-Scorpio combo. I think that this is like an intense and deep one. Seriously, when this couple walks into the room, you can just kind of feel the temperature rise a little bit because they're both water signs, which means things get intense, they get deep, they get intimate, and usually very quickly. This is not that combination that usually does a whole lot of dating or a whole lot of you know, I'm dating you while you're also dating other people. Neither one of them are really down to really have that. It's us or it's not us. You know what I mean? Because they're deep, they're intense. And the thing is when they put their minds to it, if they have a common goal to go towards, they can really do it. Cancer, actually, it's funny to think about this, but Cancer can really do a little bit of taking the lead with this. Being a cardinal sign, Cancer is open and often an initiator of things. And then Scorpio, being a fixed sign, they're down to withhold the idea so that they can see it to fruition. So if they have a common goal, they're usually good about making it work. Now, because they are both water signs and so deeply emotional, intense, the one thing they have to be very careful of with each other is not to use that emotional manipulation for revenge. Because one thing that Scorpio will do is sometimes they just won't even budge. They're like, I just won't say anything at all. And it is generally Cancer who there will initiate an argument as well. So it's really funny. They have to watch that with each other and just talk about, because they're so deeply intimate, talk about the deep, intimate things that are going on in a given situation so that they can keep it above board and honest. If not, these are two that honestly, when you're going to see fireworks in a relationship, these two can do it because they're so emotionally intense. I think my favorite part about how these two work together, though, is that they have such intense teamwork and loyalty to each other. I mean, when these two decide that it's them against the world, it's really loyal. There's not a whole lot of cheating that it typically goes on here. Sun sign compatibility only. So if you have ever been in a Scorpio-Cancer relationship, which is just intense, leave your information down below. Share your experience with us. I would love to hear about it. I've seen a couple couples that have this compatibility, and I watch them in sheer amazement most of the time because I am used to thinking of Cancer as being very sensitive and easily trampled on, honestly, because of that sensitivity. And they come together with this other very intense water sign, and it's almost like seeing a Cancer like in their full glory, I think. All right, guys, like, comment, and subscribe to this video, and I will see you in the next video when we do Cancer and Sagittarius. Bye, guys. Hey guys, it's me, Stormie, talking to you tonight about the Cancer and Sagittarius pairing. This is another one for me that is very hard to understand, and I kind of go, why? But I really think in this one, this is one of those karma couples where I think when they come together, they have not a whole lot in common as far as how they view and process and what they need in the world. So when they come together, they can really learn these lessons of growth and expansion, especially with Cancer being ruled by the moon, Sagittarius being ruled by Jupiter. I think they have the chance to kind of come together and grow and expand in some lessons and experiences that will definitely end up changing them. I don't see this as long-lasting energy, but definitely something that seems new and exciting and especially sexually intriguing in the beginning because they do have things that the other one doesn't have. Cancer is all about the stability, and they are all about the security, and they are about the home and things like that, whereas Sagittarius is about freedom and adventure and new ideas and seeing things differently. Now, where they can kind of meet with that is that Cancer, being a cardinal sign, is a natural initiator, so a beginner of something. And Sagittarius can get very excited and flexible and be as mutable as they are and just kind of go with it and take it to a new place. But all of the, let's go someplace new, let's do it different, and just a lot of that really, I think, makes Cancer go, no thanks, that's too much for me. And all of the, I don't want to use the word grounded, but all of the steadiness of the Cancer makes Sagittarius go, I need more freedom. So this is just one of those pairings for me that I really think is a karma couple. They're 5 signs away from each other on the zodiac, which usually means that they're processing the world a little bit differently. So I definitely think it is an experience that neither one of them should miss, because they're going to definitely change the way that they do and perceive the world by spending some time together. All right, guys, if you've ever been in a Cancer-Sagittarius relationship, or you are in one now, sun sign compatibility only, go ahead and leave some information and share your experience with us down below. I would love to hear all about that. Like, comment, and subscribe to the video and the channel, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye. Hey guys, it's me, Stormie, talking to you about the Cancer-Capricorn compatibility, and I just am a fan of this compatibility, especially with Cancer being ruled by the moon, which is a very feminine energy, and Capricorn being ruled by Saturn, which is a very cold, masculine kind of energy. So that right there creates a really nice, beautiful balance. The other thing about these two is that Capricorn is a go-getter. You know what I mean? But where Capricorn is that go-getter, Cancer is the maintainer here, like really happy to do the emotional supportive part of the nitty gritty work that Capricorn will go do. I really like them. They are usually committed to each other, very much so. They're dedicated and loyal, and they're dedicated to their families when they decide to have one. So that's a beautiful thing. The other thing that tends to be typical of this sun sign compatibility is that they are both dedicated to their budget. They are both dedicated towards making the material means happen as well, so that Capricorn, who loves the material means as an earth sign, can give Cancer something to play with while they're at home, being the emotional, nurturing water sign. So I love that they have this tendency to just be able to pull it off together. Now, they both have to understand and give each other space to use their respective gifts, that Capricorn is going to use that earthiness and hit the ground running and do the hard work, get into those details, and just be the go-getter, and that Cancer is going to nurture the emotional part of that. And if they can let each other both use their respective strengths that they have, this is a pairing and a team that I think is incredible. This is also that kind of pairing too, though. If they are having an issue, they are not about to have that issue in public. They want to do that behind closed doors, where they may explode at each other. They're both cardinal signs, so they're both initiators, so they could completely have a come apart, but it's like a productive come apart with these two, like the kind of fight you want to get in, where it's like, yes, we're fighting for solution, So I really like this pairing together. If you've ever been in a Cancer-Capricorn relationship, or you're in one now, please leave your experience down below for us so that we can all learn a little something, something. And I will see you guys in the next video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. See you guys. Hey guys, it's me, Stormie, talking to you about the Cancer-Aquarius relationship, and this is another one of those that I think is so karmically fated that they come together to get some things worked out and untangled from the soul work that needs to be done. They're an odd couple to me. Even the energy around this kind of pairing, it just feels a bit emotionally dangerous, because Aquarius can be typically very cold, and they're an air sign. They're not highly emotional, so then you're going to put them with a Cancer who is all emotional. So that could be a place where one is not going to get their needs met and the other is going to get fed up trying to figure out why this one can't seem to just get it together. You know what I mean? So this kind of pairing is not one. I give this 1 or 2 stars. Seriously, it's not for me, energetically, one of those relationships that is like amazing. However, I do know that sun sign compatibility only, some of them do work. And it takes the work to make them work. Now, when they do come together, they can use their powers of innovation to really make things move forward. And that is mostly on the Aquarius side of being innovative and interested in how to move things forward in the future. But Cancer is a great initiator. So they can also spark an idea for an Aquarian and they get to move forward with it. And it's just this like magical, masterful type of situation. The thing that they are going to really have to work on here, though, is Aquarius giving Cancer what they need. Cancer needs a lot of love, a lot of food, a lot of emotional support, a lot of security, and, you know, on and on and on. And Aquarius might be like, ain't nobody got time for that. Like, I can't make all of that work. So, if you have ever been in a Cancer-Aquarius relationship, I would love to hear all about it. Please put your experience down below. It's one I've only seen a handful of times, and every time I'm like, it's like looking at a fish with 4 legs for me, personally. Really weird. I don't get it. Like, comment, and subscribe to this video, and I will be back when we do Cancer and Pisces. Bye, guys. Hey guys, it's Stormie doing the Cancer and Pisces combo tonight, and I really like this pairing together. They're both water signs, so they share a very similar nature, but all while at the same time both being student and teacher to each other. Because I think the one thing that Cancer really brings to the table is having a little bit more practical sense of the world, so they can show Pisces how to take that dreamy new idea, that visionary Neptune energy, and put it into action and effectiveness into the world, whereas Pisces can show Cancer how to be a little bit more visionary, a little bit more delved into the spiritual part of themselves. So I really think that they do a good job of being the student teacher. The one thing they do have to watch out for, which is really funny to say this, but Cancer gives Pisces enough freedom to go be all dreamy if they need to, because Cancer in this duo tends to be a little bit more prepared and a little bit more of the one who's like got the plan, written it down, you know what I mean, and is ready to go. But it's like, oh my gosh, I can't give Pisces the plan because they're going to lose it, or they're going to put it down, or forget where they, you know, or whatever. Like, they have to give each other space to kind of be who they are, but also at the same time pairing it together. I think that the other really beautiful thing that they get to teach each other is that Pisces can show Cancer, because Cancer being a cardinal sign, they want to initiate things, new things, right? But Pisces can show Cancer that it's also really good to finish things. You know, being a mutable sign, Pisces actually has a little bit better handle on getting to the end of something than Cancer does. The only other thing I want to tell you guys that I absolutely love about these pairings is that because of the emotional nature of both of them, Pisces being so romantic, Cancer just really digs that, you know, because it's like, oh, you are just showering me, and I love that. And in return, Cancer just gives back that security and that protection that Pisces really needs, because Cancer will be very protective of their Pisces. So this is one of those pairings I definitely give a 4 or 5. I love them. They can be very dreamy, a little too dreamy sometimes, but I love them anyways. If you've ever been in a Cancer-Pisces relationship, or you're in one now, leave your experience down below. We would love to hear about you, hear what it's been like for you. Make sure you like, comment, and definitely subscribe. Come on. And I'll see you guys in the next video when we start working on the Leo combos. Bye, guys.